Hello and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, I'd appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button. And today we are going to talk about where I find inspiration for sports photography. And when I talk about inspiration, I'm talking about just ideas to usually just change things up, shot ideas to try out, and just to kind of keep my photography revolving in a way and trying out new things. So first, we're going to talk about a couple books I recently picked up because I'm always looking back at the people that came before me, and a lot of my inspiration comes from like the film era, and that's just because there's so many iconic images I remember growing up and seeing in magazines and in print, and then over the years just in museums or showings. So the first one I picked up recently is the Sports Illustrated slideshow book. This book goes through some iconic images, and the cool thing about it is the slide says what it's from, how many times it's been pulled from the archives, and what it's been used in, and it also shows the image before and then how it was used in the publication, whether that be cropping or whatever they needed to do. It's got some really cool images throughout this whole book, and it's got a little story and snippet for all the images and where it's been used and like what magazine cover it was on. So that was really cool, and that's given me some inspiration on some shot ideas, a lot of portraiture, and just trying to change things up. And then I've got a second book recently, and it's Neil Leifer. This one's really cool, and one of the images that put my eye on this book is a baseball photo. I don't know if I could find it really quick here. There's a baseball photo where Neil put the camera, I think it was in second base or third base, and a player is sliding into it, and it was the first time and the last time it was allowed because the player slid into it. But this has a lot of stories with it as well, and the images, and it's more about Neil and his time covering sports when it comes to baseball, specifically baseball in this book. And he's got some really great iconic images. He's got some Muhammad Ali iconic images, and that's what kind of set my sights on Neil's work, because I was trying to find some inspiration on some baseball and some boxing back when I was doing boxing for the newspaper. And yeah, oh, here we go. So this is the photo. I don't know if you can see that. My hand's kind of in the way, there's a glare, but so yeah, that image is so cool. And I'm pretty sure, let's see. Yeah, so it was under second base. It says a camera rigged under second base captured the fielder's foot about to step on the bag as Willie Davis of the Dodgers starts to slide. That's unreal. So when I saw that, I was like, I've got to find something with that photo in it. And I found this photo book, and it's got a bunch of other cool stuff. So I look back to a lot of older photographers, a lot of the film stuff. I'm a huge film guy. If you're new here, I do a lot of film stuff on this page as well, but mostly sports photography. And so I'm usually throwing in some film when I'm covering for the college throughout the year and stuff like that. And then it comes to modern day stuff, mostly people that I follow on Instagram. And I made a little list of the people that I like to follow and kind of check in on throughout the season that cover either colleges or professional sports. And let's see, I got a list here. So I got Morgan Givens, the Oklahoma University, the Sooners college sports photographer. Came across their work recently on Instagram, and I've been keeping an eye on it, and it's given me some good ideas that I'm like, oh, that would be a great idea for the school that I work for. And so I've taken some ideas from there and kind of made it my own with working with the angles that I can work with. And then we got Tony. Tony is a Dallas region AP photographer. I've been following Tony for a while. He covers a little bit of everything. We've had a little conversation back and forth throughout the years talking about photography and stuff. He's been really, really cool. He's one that I'm always checking in on. He's always posting stuff up. He's a pretty busy guy working for AP, so I would definitely check out his work. Luke Liu, KL6 Photo, Iowa State photographer. Been following them for a while and really like the work I see there, so that gives me a little inspiration. Everyone that I'm going to talk about is just inspiration, and you get a little bit from each person and just kind of find out what works for you, and it might spark an idea in your head that you're like, oh, I like that idea, but I'm going to do this instead and try to do this. And that's all this is, you know. Sports photography is about finding what works for you and trying out new things. And then we got Zamani Feelings Photography, Temple Owls University, and been following them for a long time. Really like his work, and he's got some great work. You got Tim Ludwig with Getty and USA Today. Been following them for a while, and they've got some really good stuff, so check them out on Instagram as well. Everyone that I'm naming on here just has their own kind of way of doing things, and it's kind of sparked ideas in my head, and it's always nice to just kind of follow other people in your area. So, which I'm sure if you're a sports photographer, you're following a bunch of your favorite sports team photographers and stuff like that too. So, and then I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm sorry if that's not your thing, but they got, I think her name's Kaylina Williams. She's been there for a few years now. I've been following her, and it's really cool to see her growth from when she came in and to where she is now. And she's really kind of made it her own, because Dallas had, some photographers that have been there for a while, and they brought in some new people the past like 3 or 4 years, and they're all just kind of like, they've just brought the production level up, which most NFL teams at this point, they've got younger crews in there that are, really bringing a new spin on things when it comes to media. So, and then you got Amy Contras. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing names right and you see this, which none of these people are probably going to see this, but she shoots for the Royals. I'm pretty local to Kansas City, so I follow a lot of the Kansas City photographers up there, and I've really liked what she's been creating since she's got at the Royals. So that's another page to check out. All of them will be linked in the description below. Those are the inspirations when it comes to photographers that I'm looking into, but I'm also finding inspiration in other things, whether that be movies. Sometimes movies, they're framing things differently than a photo would typically be framed. And so I usually I watch a lot of movies, so I'm always looking at different things that I see in movies that might work for a photo. Kind of like the face mask POV, in movies, a lot of times, especially like football movies, you're going to see a football camera shot where it's like in the helmet of the player while they're running or something. And so I kind of took that idea and set up a camera in the face mask last year and the year before, and did some video and some photo. And people have done the helmet cams, way before me. It's not my idea, but it kind of sparked it in me to try it when I watched a football movie a couple years back, and I was like, oh, that would be so awesome to set up a camera. And like now it's probably easier to set up a GoPro and do the video that way instead of hooking up a whole Canon R6 in there with the 16 millimeter. But then you're also getting the quality of raw video when you're doing it with this camera setup. So plus I don't own a GoPro, so typically work with what you have. So yeah, movies, finding different shot ideas can come from movies. For me, that's how it is for me. And so I'm just always looking at different photographers, different mediums, and trying to find shot ideas and things that, I can kind of incorporate into my stuff to kind of just keep it fresh and give the school, something a little higher end than just average, and just like the same thing year in and year out. So with that said, I hope that covers my inspirations enough for you. I know this was something that people have been wanting since I've been putting out a couple polls. I've been putting this one on there repetitively and I haven't gotten to it, but here we are getting to it. And just got back from vacation in Baton Rouge, so I sent off like 9 rolls of film, so I'll get some film back from that and some film back from some local events and stuff like that. So keep an eye out for some film videos. I do have some more sports photography topic videos coming up pretty soon, and then in mid-August we will be back for our first soccer game at Pittsburgh State University, so that will be really cool, and I'll definitely do a POV video over that. But with that said, I appreciate it if you would like to subscribe, and I will see you all next time.